Papa Smurf always says, use your left foot and use your right hook. Yeah, I don't know. They don't explain in this game what he was going to say about Papa Smurf, but maybe he was going to talk about his fists and his feet and how they give a good roundhouse to a good smack to the head. So this is Mayhem Brawler, and wow, you know, this is a really polished beat 'em up. A lot like Streets of Rage 4, actually, guys. Has high quality production, and the music's quite good and interesting. I couldn't really remember after I played, but it was good, and it's entertaining when you're listening to it. It keeps you want to keep playing, keeping on. And there's it's epic. I mean, there's many different weapons for your character to use, like pistols, machine guns. I think there was a baseball bat. I think there was like a chain or a pipe. I don't remember. AK-47s. There's like a strong Cody-like character who's got a mustache, and his name's Trouble apparently. Then the main character of the game is a rising star female character named Stars, and so she's kind of like the invisible woman, I guess, to give you an idea. And then there's like a Mike Haggard type, and apparently he's a dolphin grappler, and he's like Mike Haggard from Final Fight. It's really neat that the game lets you choose these characters. I just feel like, having played all three, it feels like two of them are similar. The two guys are similar, and we don't have like, and the female characters, like the closest we have to like either Cody or Guy in this game. So I chose her after, but I feel like maybe she's not as strong, but I got further with her as a character because the other guys moved too slowly for me. So you can actually choose which path you want to go down depending on the story, which is really cool, and you can go back and play the game again. It expects you to, and choose the different path, and it has totally different enemies, totally different music, totally different level. So yeah, you could potentially play this game like 3 times. I don't think there's any unlockables from what I saw, but yeah, it's impossible for you to see every stage in the game in the 45 minutes I heard it takes to beat it. I got about halfway through. It does feel short because of the way they've designed it, but there are 3 different unique final levels as well. So it pays off from your choices earlier in the game, which is really neat. Determines the final boss, which final stage you get to see too. So that's really neat. And they incorporated like social media in the cutscenes, and I can see why people find that really annoying. I don't know, I just found it kind of cheesy, and you know, some people hated on it, but you can ignore it. That's what I think. You can ignore it if it bothers you. This is easily the most polished beat 'em up I've played in 2021. I don't know what their budget was, but wow, like it took me by surprise. Like, this feels like, what if the Streets of Rage 4 team just made their own game after making Streets of Rage 4 and released it just in time for the end of this year. So yeah, there's cutscenes, you can skip them. There's a power meter. I didn't really get to use that so much for specials, and a guard button. I tried using the guard button, but I found they were kind of slow guarding, so most of the time I just avoided the enemies and their attacks. And there's a counter move out of guard. I didn't get around to using that. Definitely, I feel like the most unique aspect of this game is there are icons above each character and enemy. So like certain attacks will cause you to bleed, have your defense go down, and you'll go into a daze, etc. Honestly, as I said, like the biggest flaw with this game is its length, and you can beat it once within like an hour apparently. It's pretty tough. On my own, you can have 3 people playing, but on my own I managed to get like halfway through the game in about 20-30 minutes. I just stopped there because I wanted to keep on keeping on. And as I said, the game branches off, so it would take you a minimum of 3 different routes, and taking the different routes in the game to get a different storyline. So that's pretty neat to see that in a beat 'em up. Just it means a few extra hours of gameplay if you have other people joining you and taking the different routes. And it's a fun game. It's got some funny, sort of dated references, sort of cheesy, but that's okay. At $20, the game does cost a little bit more than some other the beat 'em ups out there, but it's just so polished. Like, as I said, this is on the same level as Streets of Rage 4, and as far as I'm concerned, it came out of nowhere, and it's like a gift, as I wrote. we didn't get Shredder's Revenge, so we got this as like a mini gift for this year. And yeah, if you love beat 'em ups, honestly, you should play this as a favor for yourself. This is the surprise game of the year since there's only a few days left. And to me, it's easily a solid 9 out of 10. Yeah, you pay a bit more. Yeah, it's a little bit shorter and you have to take the different routes, but it's got this cool fantasy setting, and like these characters are interesting, and you get the Streets of Rage kind of typical characters, then you get werewolves, then you get vampires. Like, it's really neat that they had such a wide variety of enemies, and this is an original IP, so hopefully they can make a sequel. I'm sure they can make it great. I mean, they have the engine, they have an art style, they have the characters. Like, that's the hard part. And yeah, it's very short. If you never intend on playing it multiple times, like, that's probably your loss because it's designed that way. But yeah, I'd say like 9 out of 10. I would only be a 6 out of 10. If you just want to play this casually, you know, maybe you should play it at a buddy's house or split the cost. But I don't see why you would, because it's actually one of the best beat 'em ups on Steam, and it's a treasure. Like, if you choose not to play through it, you'll miss about like a third of the game. So I would actually say this is easily in the top 5 beat 'em ups this year, and it would be a mistake if it goes on sale for $5-10. Like, you gotta buy it. It's one of the best beat 'em ups, as I said, on Steam. And yeah, it looks great, sounds great, and it's fun. What more can you ask for that? So, excuse me, I gotta go brawl. Ciao.